You need the.
I forget what I was looking for, and I don't know. It was not spelled right at all.
I didn't have it spelled right.
No, and
oh, there was. Yeah, yes, there was something like that. So, good evening, those just tuning in.
Oh,
It's nap time. It's nap time for us, for us all. So, we're gonna go ahead and bring up the screen, and then I'll. There's. Okay. Bye-bye. There's a delay, and I don't know if it's going to do that or not. So let me go ahead and share the screen. You guys see that screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Virtual wine tasting in the era of post-coronavirus. It is May 20th, 2024. Tonight we're looking into Lomand Mountain AVA. It's in the Santa Cruz Mountains. I am this guy. I can diminish me. I am David Mayer, the wino snob of Wine is Life. And tonight, there are fewer than this number of people tonight. We're a small, intimate group this evening. So not all these people are coming to play with us. So let me stop the share. And we'll talk about who is coming to see us tonight. We'll start with our friends from Fairfield.
We are Bill and Dorothy from Fairfield, California, and we are not compliant, but we have about half a swallow of this last wine we have from the Santa Cruz Mountains.
Nice.
So our fill-in wine is from Gwinnett up in
Lake County.
It's a Petite Syrah, and it's pretty tasty. And we had it back on April 8th or something like that, and now we're having it again.
How about you, cousin?
Nan from Waynesburg, and I am totally non-compliant. I don't even have wine tonight. I'm just drinking water.
But it's good Ohio water.
It is good.
Do you have your own well, or do you on city water?
We have a well. We have a system on the well downstairs. And then we also have a filter on the refrigerator. So it's filtered twice.
Okay, cool.
It's pretty good.
And I'm David Mayer. I'm broadcasting from beautiful Up Valley, Tahunga, California, which is in the valley of LA. And I am compliant. Thank you, Stephanie Morgan, who sold me a bottle from her winery from Socoel. But the vineyard is from Lomand Mountain. That's tonight. So let's see what we've got going for tonight. Okay, the song, shoot, so I guess somehow Nan?
Yeah.
Would you like to take this? This is a Sheryl Crow song?
No, you just don't even want to hear that.
I would love to hear it.
Go ahead.
From you.
No.
So
I don't know the song that well.
Oh yeah, it's easier. I had it in my head when I wrote it, but how about you, Bill?
Right after I was listening.
What? Okay.
Bill said that the song is much younger than his music knowledge.
Yes, I have no knowledge of it. So it's up to you again, David.
Soak Up the Sun. You don't know Soak Up the Sun by Sheryl Crow?
I don't know Sheryl. I mean, I know Sheryl Crow exists, but I don't know any of her music.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to sing. I can't sing either. Where's Eric when you need him, or Mo, or Jenny, or so? Here's the words. Enjoy looking at them. I'll give you a moment.
There we go.
Is that enough moment? It was fun
Oh.
writing this one. Okay, so Sharon's not with us tonight, but this is her page. So we're done with the regions. There'll be one more night of Ben Lomond Mountain, excuse me, one more night of Santa Cruz Mountains. But this will cover the rest of the regions, except for Ben Lomond Mountain is actually its own separate AVA. The only part of Santa Cruz Mountains that has its own AVA outside of being part of Santa Cruz Mountains AVA. That makes sense?
Sure.
And this is kind of what it looks like. So the Ben Lomond AVA is located in Santa Cruz County, California, in the western edge of the Santa Cruz Mountains. Vineyards were first planted on the mountain in the 1860s, but the area did not become famous for Pinot Noir until the 1970s, 110 years later. The 4 by 16 mile AVA reaches altitudes as high as 2,600 feet above sea level, placing it above much of the fog that rolls in from the Pacific Ocean, ensuring long hours of sunlight. The elevation and ocean proximity ensure a cool climate where grapes can ripen over an extended growing season. Wines are highly structured, have good minerality, and are extremely age-worthy. This is looking at it through the glass. So Ben Lomond Mountain AVA was recognized on January 8th of 1988 by the ATF after evaluating the petition submitted by Mr. Michael R. Holland to establish a viticultural area to be known as Ben Lomond Mountain. It lies within the boundaries of the multi-county Central Coast and the Santa Cruz Mountains viticultural areas. Ben Lomond viticultural area encompasses approximately 38,400 acres, or 60 square miles, where 9 separate vineyard operations were established with approximately 69.5 acres under vine. In addition, 2 other vineyards are in the development stages with a proposed planting of 330 acres. So the big difference is we're in the Santa Cruz Mountains. So in between a lot of this would be forests like of redwood trees, coastal redwoods. Commercial wine growing began in the Ben Lomond Mountain region in 1883 with the foundation of the Ben Lomond Wine Company by F.W. Billings. The Ben Lomond Wine Company, under the management of Billings' son-in-law, J.F. Coop, brought the Ben Lomond Mountain wines out of the obscurity of the remote mountain area to stand with other quality wines in California. In 1887, Coop wrote, Ben Lomond Mountain is a wine district, is as yet in its infancy and is struggling to establish a name for itself in that industry. The wine yield of 1886 for Ben Lomond Wine Company was 280,000 gallons, chiefly Riesling, part of which was grown by the Ben Lomond Wine Company, while part was purchased from neighboring vineyards. By 1891, approximately 400 acres of wine cultivation were on Ben Lomond Mountain. And look at that compared to, what did I say? It's 69.5 acres today. Wow.
Right.
So they had a whole lot more wine growing back then. The Ben Lomond Mountain wine industry declined after the turn of the century. By the end of World War II, only the 75 acres Locatelli Ranch Vineyard and the 40 acres Quistorf Vineyard remain. Both have been abandoned in the mid-1960s.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. So this is some more of that area. And you can see they've got netting on here to keep the birds out. During the 1970s, Ben Lomond Mountain experienced a viticultural renaissance in and around the town of Bonnie Doon. In 1972, the University of California Agricultural Extension Service released a study of climatology, prime growing areas for several commercial crops, including wine grapes. This study, entitled California's Central Coast, Its Terrain, Climate, and Agroclimate Implications, established Ben Lomond Mountain as being a prime growing region for wine grape production. This report stirred the interest of several individuals in the region. Since then, 9 separate vineyard operations have been established within the Ben Lomond Mountain viticultural area. The mountainous terroir ranges in altitudes from 1,300 to 2,600 feet above sea level, placing it above the fog line that rolls in from the Pacific Ocean, ensuring long hours of sunlight and extended growing season. So I featured 3 wineries that are in this area, or at least use grapes from this area, grow grapes from this area. McHenry Vineyard is a 3rd-generation family-run estate vineyard and winery in Bonnie Doon, California. We have been making wine for over 40 years. Our first vineyards were planted in 1970. Our winery was commercially established in 1980. McHenry Vineyard sits at an elevation of 1,800 feet above the Pacific Ocean in the Santa Cruz Mountains, just north of Santa Cruz, California. The vineyard is on a sandy slope surrounded by redwood forest. Our wines are for those seeking exquisite small batch handcrafted Pinot Noir made in the Burgundian style. At this time, we are not open to the public, but we will continue to sell wine. Although we lost our winery facility, built in 1980, to the CZU Lightning Complex fire in August 2020, our vines are still growing strong, and we plan to rebuild in the coming years. In the meantime, our wines will be made by the generous and highly capable hands of Ryan Beauregard at Beauregard Vineyards and John Benedetti at Santa Arcangeli Family Wines. So yeah, they lost their winery. So this is Chateau Partage and Farm. Partage translates to share in French. Was founded by Mark Bright in 2013 in the picturesque Santa Cruz Mountains. Inspired by sharing Burgundy wines with friends, our philosophy rejects the pursuit of accolades, focusing instead on biodynamic farming and harmonizing with Mother Nature's intricate balance. Our wine collection highlights the unique terroirs of the Santa Cruz Mountains. From the elevated Bald Mountain comes a Chardonnay characterized by its lean profile and aromatic richness. Post-harvest, this wine matures in Francois Ferr's Burgundian barrels, preserving its fresh acidity. Meanwhile, Coast Grade, situated close to the ocean on limestone soil, yields a fruit-driven Pinot Noir with captivating acidity. And I think that's where my wine is from. It is from Coast Grade Vineyard. So the one I'm drinking is from Coast Grade too. We do not make wines for competitions or ratings. We believe in biodynamic farming and minimizing our human impact by embracing the full complexity of Mother Nature. In 2021, we planted our first Alagote vineyard Jamais on our land in Lomand Mountain AVA. We have raised birds, baby doll sheep, kune pigs, and mini Highland Park cow on the farm to enrich our soil. We want to give back more than it takes from our beloved earth. Our sheep and animals roam our vineyards, weeding and mowing the cover crops. Partage extends its viticulture embrace to the distinctive Gabilan Mountains, each wine capturing its singular characteristics. Our bottlings prioritize single vineyard expressions and limited production, ensuring the utmost purity and highest quality from our harvest. I thought I was singing the Pitcher Moo. That was Dan, because I got you. Well, that's crazy. And then the last one I have is Beauregard itself. These are the people that are actually responsible for creating this as a separate AVA.
We've seen that before, right?
The
Sure.
Something that looks like it.
the vineyards wine is made. The wine is made in the vineyard. Period. To this credit, at Beauregard, we take great pride in the vineyards we grow and purchase fruit from. Our vineyard collections to this day come from years of family commitment and from admiration and sustainable partnerships with other farmers. My belief is that the Santa Cruz Mountains produce grapes of unparalleled quality, and I have based my entire life's work on this belief. When I step foot into a vineyard and know by looking at the soil, the surroundings, and the vines what the wine potential is. I look for high elevation, non-loamy soils, coastal fog, low crop yields, and slow ripening. These conditions yield wines with minerality, acidity, and structure. These are wines that are age-worthy and can be produced with full flavor at low alcohol levels. Life is short, and because of this, I only make wines from notable sites in partnership with the most skilled growers. That's a quote from Ryan Beauregard. This vineyard site was a part of the original 160-acre vineyard and apple orchard planted in the early 1900s known as the Quistorf Ranch. The vineyard was abandoned during the Prohibition and then resurrected in 1949 when retired Sheriff's Deputy Amos Beauregard, Ryan's great-grandfather, purchased the property. At the time, it was planted with Cabernet Sauvignon, Zinfandel, Chardonnay, and Müller-Thurgau, a grape similar to Riesling. It was since been replanted in 1980 and then again in 2005, located in the heart of the Ben Lomand Mountain body dune, and its site at elevation of 17 to 1850 feet on a southwest-facing slope. Monterey Bay marine influences combined with sandy loam soil to produce wines with minerality and striking acidity. Plantings: 4 acres of Pinot Noir, clones of Pommard 667 and 115, 1 acre of Chardonnay, clone 4, 3 acres of Zinfandel, clone Primitivo, and 4 acres of Cabernet Sauvignon Dijon. And I think that's the end. Yeah, next week we will be finishing off Santa Cruz Mountains with a little talk on the time where Alfred Hitchcock lived in the Santa Cruz Mountains at a place called Heart of the Mountain.
Somebody's paging me. She needs to go outside.
Okay. You're excused. I don't know if she was waiting for that or not, but you moved on to your red?
We did.
Yep.
And what kind are you having, David?
Oh, it's a Pinot Noir. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay. And is it
It's-
good?
Oh, it's very good.
Good.
Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, I had a little hiccup with, I'm taking my church group to or they're coming up to the winery next weekend. And originally we were going to have it at 3 o'clock, and I had the concierge change it to 11 o'clock, but somehow she didn't change the time correctly. And I called the reservationist and asked for the QR code to get in through the gate if the gate was closed. And she sent it with a confirmation, and it said 3 o'clock, still said 3 o'clock. I go, what? So I called, and that concierge is no longer there. She left a couple of weeks ago. So I couldn't talk to her. I talked to the one that was at the desk, and she said, "Oh, we have another tour at the same time, so we probably can't do yours at 11 o'clock." I go, "No, it's got to happen then." So I just got confirmation from my boss that he's fixed that, so it's going to be at 11. But that's a little scary. It's like, what?
Yes, it is when you've got a group coming and it's all locked in.
17 people are coming. Yeah. And they all
Same people that were just there a few weeks ago?
No.
Same people?
No, this is from my church group.
Well,
His relatives.
The other words were relatives of mine and
Cousins from Ohio.
Yeah, they were there, but they were staying there. They stayed there the whole week. Yeah, they're just coming up they're just coming to my winery only. They're only, and they all paid in advance because and the winery is giving us a good price for it. So it's everybody should be happy.
Good.
Good.
And I'm looking forward to it. None of them have ever been there before.
Hopefully they like great wine.
Hopefully they do. And even if they don't, I mean, I have a couple of people that aren't drinking, that are non-drinkers. So they're coming for the experience. So they don't have to pay full price for that. I assume Nan's coming back though, right?
I assume, but the doggy has to do its business.
Yeah. Maybe she has to wait for the dog to come back. Oh, see this picture right here? That's a photograph of Scott's mother. That's Mary Jane.
Here,
Oh, okay, up in the cabinet.
Yeah, up right here. Can you see? Does my cursor show up where my?
No, I don't
No.
think so.
Oh,
it
okay.
was up there,
Oh, was it?
Come on in.
I think.
Oh, so yeah, that's my mom's cousin. Ooh,
We have a charcuterie board for tasting.
Oh, nice.
These are spicy pickles. You may or may not want to eat them.
oh, I like that.
We've got some salami, some crackers, brie, some apricot.
What are these?
Those are Parmesan crisps.
Oh, you can't see. I was holding it too low.
Cool.
Good.
Served on a toddler tray. There you
I
go.
thought this looked familiar.
Nice.
I was like, I don't have a square plate for your.
You're hired. Do you want some of this? This is a lot for just me.
Got my own.
Oh, you guys are doing it? You want
No.
some wine here? You can take the wine. You can have some wine.
Wait, I'll drink wine later.
Okay. You sound like your mother.
To cook dinner.
Okay. You don't cook and drink at the same time? Okay.
I had 3 glasses of wine last night. Okay, that was
Yeah, but that was Rubicon.
okay. I don't drink wine. I'm sorry. I like wine. I just don't drink it.
Okay.
Here's a napkin too.
Thank you. Thank you. Come say hi, Sue.
I made Grandpa a charcuterie plate, so I can make one for you too if you want. She's entertaining the grandkid. Let her do that.
Okay, you leave the door
It's an
open because it's kind of
apartment.
warm in here.
Oh, there's like a fan on too. I'm
Okay.
not going to fan you, but
Oh, you can turn.
not that fancy.
You got a ceiling fan up there.
Well, the office is connected to the master bedroom. It's kind of odd, but I
Yeah.
guess it works. It's fine unless Nick is working second or third shift, and that doesn't work so.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. My son-in-law is in well,
he's in Florida.
he should be got there by now. Yeah, he's in Florida. So his job often takes him to Florida, Cape Canaveral.
Not very much. Sometimes the Bay Area, not so much anymore. Mostly Virginia and yeah, Cape Canaveral.
So he gets to work on fun things. The one that the current project is the satellite to the planet or to the moon of Jupiter called Europa.
This is fun to see if you remember.
Right.
I would say I would
Nice.
call it spaceship, not really satellite.
He said satellite.
He did?
Well, it's a spaceship, but it contains a satellite that'll orbit Europa. So it takes 7 years to get there.
Takes patience.
Yeah, and he's also got a one going to what's Circe's
Psyche.
Psyche. the asteroid, and it only takes 5 years to get there.
They launched last year. I don't
Yeah, so it's already on its way. But I guess the other one is not launched. Europa has not launched yet.
It's launching in October.
Launching it.
So basically,
Oh, that's the one that you want us. They want us to come and
yeah,
see the launch of his project.
they put it together. They do all the tests here, and then they take it to Florida, and they recreate some of the tests to make sure it's
gonna
still
work.
functioning the way it was here
Yeah.
and it's traveled now. So then they do a few more tests, and then they launch it in October because that's the best time to launch. That it's going to go take the least amount of time to get there. The launch window.
Launch window.
Mhm.
Cool.
Last year,
So he has a boring job.
Yeah.
the launch is supposed to be the year before, but they didn't get some important software on time. And so they weren't going to meet their launch window. So they just canceled it before, or postponed it a whole year before it was even there. Like they canceled it in I want to say September, like early September, end of August, when it was supposed to launch in early October. And they're like, it's not going to happen. Let's just scrub it now. And
that guy
save our
got
money.
fired.
Huh?
And that guy got fired.
I don't know if that guy got fired. That'd be interesting.
I thought that's what Nick said.
Did he?
I thought so. The guy that was responsible for getting it done
Oh,
on time.
that was before the big layoffs too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he survived some layoffs.
They've known, the higher up have known, because they purposely moved personnel to Europa. Nick wasn't supposed to be on Europa.
Oh,
They knew something. They moved personnel after Psyche because they knew without knowing.
without announcing. So apparently they like him.
Are you sure you want the door open with all that going on in the background?
Does that bother you, that sound? Can you hear that? My grandson?
No.
It's okay.
Okay, you tell me.
If you guys can't hear it, then I can hear it, but I'm in the house. You missed this, Nan. I got sent a cheese and
Oh,
charcuterie.
nice. Very good.
I might have some. I definitely, because I said the brie, so I'm gonna have some brie.
She was good. She went out and did her business, came right back in. That doesn't ever
And
happen.
Oh,
She's going out on the deck.
So what's up? What else is happening in life?
Oh, not much for me.
Not too much for us.
How's
We have a
Scott's
birthday tomorrow.
fishing
I guess
tournament?
that's a happening.
we're getting older.
He didn't win last week, but the week before he won. His team won. So
What do
I
they
don't
get for winning?
it depends on how many boats, but I think it's $20 a boat. So
Okay.
they do first, second, and third, and then they do big bass. So it just depends on kind of how many boats are there and stuff, but generally you make enough to pay for the next time you go fishing.
Okay, well, that's good.
This one's just small. It's just over at Lake Mohawk. It's 15 minutes from us.
I think
And
you took us to that lake when we came to visit.
did we take you over there?
I think we did. Yeah.
And like I say, it's a small lake, and they'll have anywhere from 10 to 20 boats. It just depends on the night. So
Was he compliant with his wine tonight?
no.
No. Okay. Do they drink wine while they're fishing?
Oh no. No, they don't do anything but fish.
Oh, not even
Yeah.
They're
bourbon.
serious.
No,
Serious.
Megan tried to FaceTime him. They're on vacation, and Maddie wanted to see Nono, but I'm sure he didn't answer. So they called me. Oh, she's kind of, each time they go, she's kind of leery the first day or so of the ocean. And they're right on the ocean. She sent pictures earlier, and so she said dinner and a view. Oh, Maddie was eating. Oh,
If I went fishing, I'd have to be drinking something.
the most he takes is water or Gatorade. Yeah.
Alexa thinks I'm talking to her.
She-
The dinner bell.
Oh. Was she talking to me? Was she talking to me?
No, she makes an announcement in the whole house saying,
Oh,
get ready for dinner, but it's actually
they have
get Max's dinner
they have
ready.
devices in every room. Just about. There's one in our bedroom.
She's always listening.
She's always listening.
Well, it's on your phone too. Suri, she's always listening, and on my watch, she's always listening. And then we have what's her name over here, and there's one downstairs. Just get information everywhere you turn. Mostly, I ask about the weather, but
I ask what
Who
time it is.
uses it just for timers?
I don't think about that. That's a good idea because I won't be able to sleep or something, and I'll come out and lay out on the living room on the couch and it's dark. You can't see anything, and we have a clock out there, but it's tiny. You can't really see it. That's a good idea. I'll have to remember to do that. But I don't want to disturb the dog though either.
True.
Yeah, I don't want to wake her up. Oh, she sleeps on the other couch. She's got the whole couch to herself. She's not spoiled at all.
No, none of them are.
Yeah, I said one of these days when something happens to her, we're gonna have to have that couch cleaned and have the pillows restuffed. 'Cause she gets up on top like a cat. Oh, what do you want, dear? She wants something. She's not sure what she wants. You want food? Oh, you want food. Okay. Oh.
You have some of this. Sharing with the dog.
Dog gets your upset stomach. Your turn. I'm starting making dinner. Pull my hair back so you don't get hair in your food. You didn't do that for your charcuterie board, so I don't know.
That's very nice.
You like that made up?
Mhm.
I was really disappointed. I wanted to get you the yogurt covered raisins, but they weren't where they usually were. No,
Wouldn't go with this.
I was gonna throw some blueberries on there too, but then I didn't want to study blueberries.
That's This is not very nice. Yeah, have one of those.
Oh, almost dropped it.
All my life, I just called these dried apricots
What are they called?
Persian apricots.
I've heard people call them apricots.
Okay. Tomato,
What do you guys
tomato.
call them? You guys are from different places.
They're from the Midwest, right?
Apricots or
okay.
apricots?
Apricot or apricot?
Apricots.
Okay.
That's a California thing.
What?
Apricots. What do you call it? You don't call it.
Apricot.
Yeah, of course.
Why are they Persian?
I don't know.
Oh,
That's
okay.
from Persia.
Maybe they're the ones that invented them. I don't know.
The variety of apricots that make dried apricots are that one? No?
Look it up.
I'm gonna make dinner instead.
Look it up.
Yeah.
There used to be more apricots in Solano County. I mean, we know people who grew up here who that was their high school job was cutting
Fruit
cutting apricots
for
and
the
for the drying.
Oh, wow.
Dried.
I failed to tell you when I went to meet up with the other cousins, Greg and Jackie, a few weeks ago. The one winery, the first winery we went to is kind of way out there, and Waze had me come through your neck of the woods. So we actually went. Was it 121 that goes through Susan?
12 goes through Susan. 12, not 121.
121's up in Napa.
Okay, so
Well, did you go up? So
we went by
you-
Camus, Susan.
Okay, so then you probably went up Wooden Valley Road to
Yeah.
121, right? Okay,
So we did go through there. So there's quite a, I
Okay.
didn't realize how much planting is through there. A lot of
There's a
planting.
lot.
yeah, it's pretty solidly grapes these days.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It was a beautiful drive.
It is,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
very pretty. Good.
Yeah.
So what was the winery you were going to?
Kenzo.
Okay,
It's off
Okay.
of Monticello Road.
I haven't been there, but we've seen the sign, I believe.
Yeah, it's one of those that you must have a reservation and you must stop at the gate. You must call them have them
Oh,
open the gate for you. And so it's like on a private road. It is Wild Horse Valley Road, which is the AVA that they're in, which is part of Napa AVA.
we were down in Paso Robles a couple of years ago and
Uh-huh.
went to one of them, it was reservation only. And
Yeah.
we got there and we went to the gate and said, we don't have a reservation. And they said, no problem. And there was
Oh.
nobody else. There was
Right.
almost nobody else at the winery. So I mean, it had, reservations only. You call, we called, and they said, come on in.
Well, that was
Yeah,
your
a friend of mine
that was
was-
your reservation.
She was in Napa in February, and she texted me and asked me about wineries to go to, and I'm like, oh geez, I wish you would have texted me they were there. And I'm like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm naming all these different ones that I enjoyed when we were there, and
Max doesn't want it.
yeah. So anyway, yeah, they had no problem getting into, because I said a lot of these say they need reservations. So, I don't know what you'll, get into once you get there.
Well, they do
Yeah.
need them, and it's like our place. Well, we will turn people away if we are booked. But like last, so I'm kind of I'm less than part-time now. I only work 1 to 2 days a week, and I was supposed to work last Friday. So Fridays have been really slow for us. So I'll text my manager. I said, do you need me up there, or do you want me to stay away? And he goes, oh no, we need you. And within a half an hour, he texted me back and said, oh no, you can stay away. We had 2 cancellations. So I text usually on Wednesday or Thursday, usually Thursday. He said we had 2 private tours cancel.
Oh boy.
So they didn't need me. So I came in on Saturday, and so I'm kind of the guy that swoops in, makes some big sales, and then I just need to be there one day for that. That's what happened this past Saturday. And this week I'm still here, so I'm only working Saturday this week too. But the reason I got to this status, I was part-time, and because through the slow season, I just volunteered to stay home if they don't need all of us. And by doing that, put me into the status where I'm called variable. So I said, oh, that's fine. I was going to go there that way eventually. Now you just made it happen sooner. That's all. Or I made it happen sooner. I don't need to be there. I don't want to be there when it's slow. I
No,
want something to do. I'll
I
find
can-
something to do at home.
it's slow. That's awful.
Plus, there's
Excuse
5
me.
wine educators scheduled on Friday. It'll eventually pick up, but there's no reason for all of us to be there.
Well, I remember when we were there with Greg and Jackie, and it was early February because it was Super Bowl time.
Mhm.
And yeah, they probably made reservations at different places, but there were other ones we just walked right in, no problem. There was like nobody else there.
Right.
I can remember that a couple of them. And even at Chapelay, when we went there, there wasn't that many people there, at least when we got there.
No, so but places like that, that's normal.
Yeah.
Um,
So Camus is called Susan now? It's not.
they have another.
It's just a separate winery.
It's
So
a
it's
separate winery.
Camus Sassoon and two of the kids, Charlie and Jenny, are the winemakers
and
here.
I know.
And they don't have a huge. They just make a few wines. They don't.
but they have their production facility in our
Oh,
area
in Fairfield, yeah.
and their shipping place.
Oh, because when we were there with you, David, I mean, that.
So that's a different place.
Oh, because it was
Yeah.
lots of barrels.
That's in Rutherford. That's like where Inglenook is. Completely different facility.
Oh, okay.
The winery here in Sassoon Valley is their tasting room is amazing. It's this big glass enclosed area in the middle of vineyards and trees, and
That's how you want to be, yeah. How you want it to be.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
It's a lovely, and you can do a tasting, or you can simply buy a glass of wine, and they have gardens there, so they'll even give you a basket. You can go
harvest tomatoes and peppers and things and take them home with you.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sold.
So here's a very glorified photo of the
Oh, wow.
the facility.
Fancy.
It's pretty amazing and fancy.
It's very elegant looking, but it's also, I mean, if you see Jenny or Charlie there, they're wearing jeans and
they're farmers.
They're just
like you said, they're farmers. Yeah.
Nice.
List one. Oh, I know these words. I bet you know them.
Well, my cheese and charcuterie board is really good. I might not have dinner.
Right.
You really need that other pound of chicken, huh?
I don't think so. Not for me, anyway.
You need it for lunch tomorrow, the leftovers, right?
Well, I did eat the rest of my steak today for lunch. Just sandwich. We have a lot of stuff, a lot of lunch meat and stuff too.
Next
Thank goodness.
They make me sleepy now.
Did you tell them that we have two grandchildren that
No,
graduated?
you're not. I did something completely out of my normal methods. I took a nap yesterday.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
it's a good thing.
If it's rainy, that's a good.
I knew we were going to go out to dinner. I didn't want to spoil that by falling asleep in my soup or whatever. So we got it because I tend to pick the earliest flight, and so we got up at 3:30.
we gave that up 5 years ago at least. It's like, we're not getting up that early.
Our flight was had to go drop our car off at the car park, and boarding was at 6:05.
Yeah.
This was actually I'm gonna knock on wood again, because there was just a short wait to get the shuttle bus to go to the airport. TSA, getting our bags tagged, absolutely no wait at all. Getting through TSA, absolutely really no wait at all. And then the longest wait was waiting for Pete's to get my cup of coffee before we boarded. the flight was only 27 people on the flight.
Wow.
Well, yeah, that hour.
So we had an for the hour flight to Burbank. We had a row to ourselves. We could have had each of us had our separate row if we wanted to, but we sat in the same row. It was so easy. And then we got off the plane. I had to use the restroom. So by the time we got to the baggage claim, our bags were gone. I go, but they had pulled them, and it's the only time that they actually check to make sure it's your bag. They had them in the
They
office.
never,
Otherwise they don't check.
Right.
But we had to show them our tags to check get our bags. And then we didn't rent a car this time. We usually rent a car. Jessica came and picked us up. So we didn't have to just Nick left today to go to Florida, and she says, we have 2 cars here. If you need a car while you're there, just use one of their cars. I go, okay, that's very
That's
reasonable.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't have to rent a car. We usually even when we go to Laura's, we rent a car. Sometimes we make some groceries runs, so we use it a little bit, but otherwise, really, the car just sits there.
Yeah. We usually, like when we go to visit, we'll say, let's take the rental car, save the miles on your car,
Right. Yeah.
So I just asked Bill, I said, I wasn't here last week. I said, did you tell them about that we had 2 grandchildren who graduated from college last weekend? And he said, oh, I don't think so. So I don't know. So Ellie graduated in Honolulu. Let's see. What do I have to do?
Hold it back a little bit.
Hold it back.
Tilt it down.
Yeah.
Tilt it down.
There you go.
There you go. She graduated in Honolulu on Saturday evening, and we did not go. And then our grandson, who we realized when we were there that he had already walked across the graduation stage twice before. So this was his 3rd time across the stage because he was about 9 months old when his parents graduated from college 20 years ago. And so
that's pretty
so
funny.
it was his third trip across the stage.
so he graduated from UC Merced.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And we did go there.
We used to go when Jessica was and Nick were in the band. We the high school did competitions all over Northern California, and one place they always went was Merced.
Merced was when our son played water polo. I used to drive him down to Merced for water polo practices for his junior Olympic team or something. I don't know. But yeah, Merced
Table
has always had stuff going on there.
Yeah, so they hosted a large band competition there. So being Sue and I being in the band parents organization, we went too. I along with some of the other fathers would cook hamburgers and hot dogs for lunch and dinner, and we helped because Jessica was part of the percussion pit. We would help bring the equipment onto the field when they did their field thing. So because they had a lot of equipment, and we hauled it too. We hauled it in our Suburban with a trailer behind us. Those were the days.
Those were the days, right?
You miss them, but you don't.
Yeah.
Right.
We did.
We can look back with fondness.
Definitely did our part to support that. Nick was the he was the drum major for the field and parades. And then his sister later on took over, was the drum major.
Yeah, we didn't, well, for water polo support, we used to work bingo games because bingo is one of their fundraisers.
Oh.
That was the main fundraiser support that we did was bingo.
Want some more wine?
Oh, wait.
Sue and I, so we had some weird thing happen at the end. I don't know if I mentioned this or before. We I don't know, we were out for a day and we saw they were doing something. There's a little like a park near our house that's just across the street, but it's a greenway and it's the path to get to the elementary school. And we go by and there's something going on and we come back and the mayor of Fremont is there with a bunch of other people. The assemblyman is there. I can't remember who our assemblyman is, but they're planting trees in this park. This park they take such good care of. They're every other week they're mowing the lawns. They're doing something there. They planted these trees, and we're standing there. We said, let's go take a look at it. We're standing there, and I didn't clue in who it was. Kind of right in front of us, it turns out to be the band director from American High School that Jessica and Nick were under for their band stuff. And there was a little bit of a controversy when it never came out as anything bad happened, but we just seen that it was one girl that was very friendly with the band director, but they didn't, not as far as we know, nothing went on. But after she graduated, they did get married, and so they were there with their 4 children. And Sue says, "Look at that." I go, "Oh yeah, that's I don't mention names, but that's them." Yeah, so that's pretty funny. They're right in front of us, but it was funny to see them. So obviously not just an affair, but something happened. Something good happened from that.
Serious, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've almost eaten everything on my plate here.
Hey, so you'll be ready for dinner now.
I know.
I'm gonna go start dinner then.
So I'm gonna let everyone go then.
Okay.
We'll come back and see why Alfred Hitchcock was in the Santa Cruz Mountains
Okay.
next week.
All right.
So
You have your wine for that too?
there will be wine, and I don't think it'll be compliant.
Okay.
I mean, I seriously could have Santa Cruz Mountains wines. I won't have Heart of the Mountain winery wine.
Well, Bill already started looking for Monterey County and was finding that hard to come by. So we might have to take a trip to Monterey.
Well, we're gonna, when we get there, the first stop will be in the Carmel Valley AVA, but after that we'll be in the Santa Lucia Highlands AVA. That one should be fairly easy to find. That's like one of the most famous wine regions after Napa and Sonoma. So that you might be able to find something from Santa Lucia Highlands.
Yeah, I found some of them and we have some, but we'll be missing some, I'm pretty sure, unless we make a road trip.
When we get further into Monterey County, believe me, none of us will have the wine from that region.
Well,
least of all Nan.
We could lop those off and move on to the next thing.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about those regions. They're kind of, I mean, just like this one, it's kind of cool, but we'll have a full understanding about the wines of the West Coast when we,
all right.
In 5 years when we're finished with Washington State. Because after, I think, we'll continue south after Monterey. We'll go to Paso Robles. We'll go to Santa Barbara, and then we'll head up to Oregon after that, I think. And Oregon should be easier to find. So good night, folks.
Okay. Good night.
No, hopefully see you next week.
See you next week.
And to the rest of you watching, good night. Who are you? Who is out there? Who's actually watching this? One thing I don't do is look at the stat. There's stats you can look at for YouTube. I'm
Oh,
like,
really?
almost afraid to know the answer, but I think I might know the answer. Good night.